Plant-based diets have become one of the most compelling topics in longevity research, and the evidence supporting their role in healthy aging is stronger than ever. Diets centered on vegetables, legumes, fruits, nuts, seeds, and whole grains consistently show powerful protective effects against some of the most common chronic diseases of our time, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and certain cancers. What makes this pattern so encouraging is that it is not about restriction or deprivation, but about abundance, an abundance of colors, flavors, and nutrients that work together to nourish the body in profound ways. Rather than being a passing trend, the plant-based approach to eating seems to echo what populations in long-lived regions, such as the Blue Zones, have been practicing for centuries, creating a bridge between cultural wisdom and modern science. The strength of a plant-based diet lies in its extraordinary nutrient density. Vegetables and fruits are rich in vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and phytonutrients that protect cells from oxidative damage, a process strongly linked to aging and disease. Legumes and whole grains provide not only protein and fiber, but also slow-release carbohydrates that help maintain stable blood sugar levels, reducing strain on the body's metabolic systems over time. This steady supply of nourishment reduces inflammation, enhances cardiovascular function, and supports gut health, factors that collectively contribute to extending both lifespan and health span. By emphasizing whole, minimally processed foods, plant-based diets help the body operate more efficiently, as though fine-tuning the machinery of life, so it can run smoothly for decades. Another uplifting dimension of plant-based eating is its impact on the microbiome, the vast community of bacteria living in the human gut. A diet rich in fiber from diverse plant sources encourages a thriving, balanced microbiome, which in turn produces beneficial compounds that reduce inflammation, strengthen immunity, and even improve mental health. This emerging area of research highlights just how interconnected diet, longevity, and overall well-being truly are. A flourishing gut ecosystem appears to act as an internal ally against many age-related conditions, giving even more weight to the idea that every meal rich in plants is a long-term investment in vitality. Plant-based diets also align beautifully with the idea that longevity is not just about living longer, but living better. People who adopt this way of eating often report more energy, clearer skin, better digestion, and a greater sense of lightness in their day-to-day lives. The natural synergy of nutrient-rich foods enhances mood, sharpens focus, and promotes restorative sleep, all of which contribute to a higher quality of life. It is not simply about avoiding illness, but about cultivating a way of eating that enhances joy, vitality, and resilience. These subtle, everyday benefits can make a profound difference in how people experience their later years, making aging a more graceful, empowered process. Equally inspiring is how accessible plant-based diets can be. They do not require expensive products or complicated rules, but are rooted in foods that are often simple, traditional, and widely available. Lentil stews, whole grain breads, seasonal fruits, and leafy greens are staples across cultures, meaning that people around the world can embrace this approach in a way that feels familiar and satisfying. Even small shifts, like swapping refined grains for whole grains or choosing beans over processed meats a few times a week, can yield measurable improvements over time. The adaptability of plant-based eating makes it a realistic, sustainable strategy for promoting longevity at both the individual and community level. Perhaps the most positive message from research on plant-based diets is that they do not just extend life by preventing disease, but they add vibrancy to the years gained. They create a nutritional foundation that empowers people to remain active, engaged, and connected well into old age. They offer a vision of aging that is not marked by decline but by continued growth and participation in life. In a world often focused on medical interventions and quick fixes, the simplicity of nourishing the body with plants reminds us that profound benefits can come from ordinary choices made each day. A colorful plate filled with vegetables, beans, and grains is not just a meal. It is an act of self-care, a commitment to health, and a celebration of life that pays dividends for years to come.